I'm doing. There she is. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started now that we're recording. I am just going to tell you guys right now, if you get your feelings hurt easily, this might not be the best Zoom for you, but if you are open to some criticism, if you are open to some coaching instead of a friend for a little bit, then this is going to be the Zoom for you, because I'm going to be super red on here, very unfiltered. I may even say an F-bomb or two. So if you have young ears, there is your warning. So I was on a Zoom today and it literally got me fired up. Okay. And so this morning, let me just backtrack a little bit and tell you all a little bit about where I've been, because some of you don't even know my story, and I haven't shared it in a while. So I am a diamond with this company. For those of you that don't know, I've been doing this. I'm coming up on 6 years next month on the, I don't know, it's like the first week of the month. Anyways, I'm coming up on my anniversary. So I've been doing this for a really long time. I hit diamond with the company, and after I hit diamond, literally, actually, when I went diamond, I was having a baby. And so I brought my youngest child home, and my diamond slowly decreased because I just had a fresh baby. We were rolling into life with 3 kids. It was a different time. And so slowly it went downhill. Well, for a year, I was like trying to get back to diamond, but honestly, I was working, but I wasn't working. I wasn't doing all that I needed to do. I wasn't getting up early like I needed to get up early. I wasn't putting in the work that I needed to do. I was saying, oh, I've got 5 hosts posted up, I'm good. Oh, I've got X amount of messages sent out, I'm good. And that's was me working it like a hobby again. So I went from working it like a business, non-negotiables that I had to get done every single day to make sure that my business was treated like a business. And that's what got me to diamond, to having a baby and trying to soak in that moment, which you need to be able to do. At a regular job, you would have a baby and soak in a moment or whatever. But instead of coming back and hitting it hard and starting and treating it like a business, I treated it like a hobby for a really long time, because I couldn't get back into the habit of how I was treating it like a business. And I had all these excuses. And do you know something? Every one of the excuses that I've given myself over the past couple years has been from a scared city mindset. So I was super scared, very scared that I was going to lose it again. What if I work my ass off and then I'll lose it again? What if I work my ass off and then, I don't know, some major crisis in my life happens again and I get back in that same headspace? Because I've had a lot of life happen. I've had deaths in the family. I had my mother that her Alzheimer's, if those of you that don't know that she has that, her Alzheimer's started progressing a little bit more. I had my dad that had heart attacks and is going, he has like literally a ticking time bomb on his life right now. I have, we almost lost our home. We were literally financially sinking. Like I felt like the air in my lungs was cut off. I couldn't breathe. Like we went so fast, and my family and I, my husband and I, we felt like we were on top of the freaking world. We had all this stuff going on, and then all of a sudden life knocked us on our fucking asses. And I felt paralyzed. And instead of looking at my business and grabbing it and being like, okay, this is what I need to do. In my head, I tell myself every day, this is what you need to do. This is what you're going to do. We're going to do these tasks, whatever. But really, I was paralyzed. I was frozen. It would be the end of the night, and I'm still freaking frozen trying to thaw myself out. So if that's where you're at, if life is paralyzing you and you feel like you're like, tell yourself, you wake up every day in a positive mindset and you're like, I'm going to work my business today. I'm going to get this many hosts post up today. Well, I'll start tomorrow, and tomorrow's the day that I'm going to make sure that I get all of my follow-ups out. I'm going to, it's the end of the month. I'm going to make sure that I enroll that 60 BV by the end of the month. Start now. Dethaw yourself. Figure out why is it that you keep telling yourself that? Because if you're somebody like me that's I've been telling myself that I'm getting back to diamond for months, and I haven't done. I am literally this month in the same position as I was last month. I might be a little bit in volume closer, but I didn't really do anything. Not like I should have. Not if I was treating it like a business, like a true business. And that's not to say I haven't worked every day. I work every single stinking day, but I do a lot of busy work. And we all know what busy work is. Birthday messages, great, but it's busy work. Interacting, great, but it's busy work. It's the stuff that you do after you got the real stuff done, after you got your messages done, after you've gotten, you know, some follow-ups out, some voice clips if you don't do messages for that, phone calls done for the day. That's when you do that stuff, because otherwise you'll spend your time doing that stuff. TikToks, busy work. I would spend so much time making TikToks, and I was like, oh, dang, I didn't even really get any messages done. Well, those TikToks ain't doing me much good if I ain't sending out messages. Because guess what? The more people I message, the more I'm going to them. People are more likely to respond when you go to them versus waiting for them to come to you. It's probably going to take me forever. I have people on my Facebook, because I go down my entire friends list and message. I have people on my Facebook that have been there for years and never came to me, but I sent them a cold message and they're like, actually, yeah. But if I would have never messaged them, I would have never known. So anyways, if that's you and you're frozen, let me pull the chat up. Sorry, I just seen somebody commented. But anyways, so if that's you and you're frozen, call yourself out. You need to ask yourself, why are you really doing this? And if it's not fine, listen, if you're telling yourself that you're doing this to pay this bill, if you're telling yourself that you're doing this to leave your job, but you've been telling yourself that same damn thing for months now, and you're still in the same exact situation that you was 3 months ago, then guess what? That's not your goal. That doesn't mean that much to you. And that's a little bit harsh, but that bill obviously ain't kicking your ass too bad. Because guess what? Apparently there's a plan B for you to figure that bill out. If you're saying, I gotta have this so that I can pay my mortgage, but then 3 months later, you still haven't hit that promotion, or you still haven't made $2,000 with your business to pay that mortgage, then guess what? Your mortgage isn't motivating you. That's not your freaking why. You better go figure out what your why is, because that's not it. And that is okay. As Terry and I were both talking about this today, we were like, as much as we want our bills to be something that motivates us, like as much as I want to say like it should motivate me to pay my bills, like it really doesn't. What motivates me is presence. I'm very like presence oriented. I know my love language. My love language is gifts. Okay. And that's a little bit bad, but that's just who I am as a person. So I know somebody dangling a new pair of shoes in front of me, or they're dangling a trip in front of me, or a prize, give me a bowl of ice cream. I don't care. If I'm getting a present, I'm gonna work my ass off for it. But if you say I'm gonna go pay your bill, I'm like, I'm not gonna get to do anything with that money. Like, it's gonna go towards a bill, whatever. I guess it's gonna keep a roof over my head, but where's the fun in that? Because I'm not getting a gift. So that's how my mind works, and that's not really mature of me, whatever, but that's how I am. So I know that if I have a goal, and if you really are doing this business to pay the bills or leave your full-time job, that's great. That can be a goal. But then if you're like me and that doesn't really drive you and wake you up every day, be like, okay, if I make the $2,000 to pay this bill, or if I make the $500 to pay, you know, this bill, then I am going to go treat myself to that new pair of earrings I seen at TJ Maxx. I'm going to go treat myself to that new, I don't even know what them cups they're called. You know what I'm talking about? Terry's got them. Anyway, those water cups. I'm going to go get myself a
Stanley,
water
girl,
cup.
Stanley's,
okay. Anyway, so go get what you're going to be getting. I don't know how. I just can't process all these cups. Every time I figure out the cup of the year, there's a new cup of the year. You know what I'm saying? Every single time. Anyways, but figure out what motivates you. So if you're like me and you're like, I really do need to pay these bills, like mama needs to hustle right now. That is me. I need a hustle. But that doesn't drive my hustle. What drives my hustle is if I get to go get me a new pair of sneakers, because I have my eyes on these new pair of shoes and I want them so bad, but I cannot invest in them until I make sure the bills are taken care of first. So put something else in front of it. But you need to be real with yourself. And us leaders can tell you over and over again, like, oh, you told me last month you're going to do this. Well, how much closer are you? Blah, blah, blah. We can tell you over and over again, but until you take accountability yourself and you take a good look in the mirror and say, okay, Becca, we said last month that we were going to have X amount of volume and we were going to be selling X promotion. And now here we are this month and we're barely 100 BB closer, or we're not even 100 BB closer. You guys, that's a problem. And I'm going to say, some of you girls on my team, I love y'all so much, but some of you have been setting your rear ends in the same spot for months now. And it's blowing my mind because some of you are so stinking close to getting a Ruby bonus or an Emerald bonus. I have one of you really close to an Emerald bonus, but your behinds are stiff. You're stiff and you're stuck. And that hurts my heart to see how close you guys are and know y'all's stories and know what that money could do for some of you guys and see that you're just stuck. You're not moving. You're frozen in place. And I don't know what it is. Maybe you're scared of the success. Maybe you're scared of what people are going to say. Maybe people have put so much self-doubt in you that you're like almost to your finish line. Have you ever seen the picture? Most of you probably have. If you're on my team, I know you have, of the guy with the pickaxe and he's like knelling and he's almost there to the other side where his goal is or whatever. He's almost to the diamond, but he stopped and then the other guy just kept going. That's where some of you girls on my team are at. Y'all are so freaking close to a ruby bonus, so freaking close to an emerald bonus, and some of you even close to 4-in-1s for the first time in your business ever getting it. But you stopped your pickaxe because something froze you. I don't know if it's your own fear, if it's the fear of your family getting in your head, I don't know what it is. I can't, like, the devil's sleeping in your head saying, I can't enroll customers. I can't this, I can't that. Guess what? I get stuck too. Ashton gets stuck too. Terry gets stuck too. But we haven't been in this business for this many years because we allow those things to get us stuck. If I can't go find customers, that shit pisses me off because that means that I'm holding food out of my family's mouth. Okay. I'm going to go find me some customers. So if that means that I got to dedicate an extra hour in the morning or an extra hour that night to go send out some friends requests because I know I need to majorly grow my market, my ass is sending out some friends requests that night, okay, before I go to sleep, period. My booty's going to get some more host to post up the next day before I go to sleep, period. Because where there's a will, there's a way, okay? God's not going to bless the steps that you're not taking, and sometimes you need to do just a little bit more. That movie, Hacksaw Ridge, I don't know if y'all have ever seen it. If you haven't, do yourself a favor and watch Hacksaw Ridge. It's so stinking good. The message in there is amazing. But it's about this guy. He's a soldier. He goes out for the medic. Anyways, he doesn't carry a gun or whatever with him out on the field. It's against his religion to kill. He's a Christian man. Anyways, he's on the front line. He's a frontline medic, and he will literally pray in this movie. He'll pray, God, just give me one more. God, just give me one more. God, just give me one more. And he'll bring back a wounded soldier and say, God, let me get out there and get one more. And he's praying that he won't get hit. He won't get shot down. He won't get stuck. The fear will, get out of his head just so that he can save one more person, so that he can get one more person. And so whenever I'm pushing for host to post now, I'm like, God, just give me one more. Like, it always reminds me of that movie. When I'm going for a promotion, I'm like, God, just give me one more person to help them lose the weight, one more person to help them feel more confident in their skin, one more person to help them come home to their babies. So continue to pray over your business every single day, but know that you have to do the steps. You have to do the things. You have to pray about it. If you ain't praying for it, you need to. You're doing something wrong. We got to pray for it, you guys, but then we got to move our feet and we got to do it. Okay? You've got to do it. Stop saying I can't find customers. That's a problem. You're giving in to what the enemy has implanted in your head. He told you you can't, and now you're saying you can't. There is life and power and death is in the tongue, you guys. And so if you're speaking that over your business, you're hurting yourself. You have got to stop saying that. I can't enroll customers. No, I can enroll customers. How? And then think back to the basics, to your training. How do you get customers? You get up post to post. You go follow up. You go send out warm messages. If Facebook is quiet or you feel like you're about to get blocked, well, guess what? There's another platform and it's called Instagram. Get your booty over there. If you're tired of messaging on Instagram, go make your butt a TikTok about a product. They're so simple to make, the product ones. Go to Telegram and save the videos of the girls making the coffees and the smoothies and all the stuff. Save it, put it on TikTok, put a picture over it, and tell them to message you. That's your TikTok. Your face doesn't have to be in it. It's literally somebody else's video you got from Telegram. You just put it on TikTok. Those are good. They're successful. People are signing customers from doing that. It's like you're not even doing the work. You're just literally posting it. If you're going to post it to your stories, put it on TikTok. Why not? And then on Reels. So make sure that you're doing all the things. If you are saying that you can't sign a customer and you come to me and I say, did you get on TikTok? No. Did you get on Reels? No. Well, then you didn't check all the boxes. You haven't done everything that you can do. Same thing with distributors. Did you get them on the phone? And my girls know I will always say, did you get them on the phone? Nope, didn't get them on the phone. Well, why not? Get them on the phone. Talk to them. What is going on? If they just aren't interested when they're on the phone, then fine. Go find somebody else. Go talk to somebody else. Go send out the cold messages. Do the host to post. Post on your page. Message the likes. I can think of something all day long to do to find either customers or distributors, but it comes down to how bad you want it. It really, truly does. And another thing is if you are on here and you're really wanting to make some good money. So If you started, and it's okay, no matter where you're at and what you're wanting to make, that is okay because everybody is different. So, but I'm talking to those of you that came into this business and you're like, I want to make $2,000 or more. I want to make a full-time income. I want to have some really good money flowing in. If that's what you're telling yourself and you're only working 30 minutes to an hour a day, the reality is it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You've got to be better with your time. You've got to treat it like a business. And I understand that life happens. I get it. I was literally the Steph and Joel Dunn Zoom. I was logged into it at basketball practice, and as we were walking outside, listening to it and listening to the rest of it on the way home. I've done this while taking my kiddos to ballet. I do this while my kids are screaming and I'm cooking dinner. I hop on Zooms. I work in the nooks and crannies of my day. Get up earlier before the kids. Stay up after they go to bed. It's always chaos, okay? I've got 3 kids, and it's all over the place, but guess what? So many people have 3 kids. Life is all over the place, and they don't let that be an excuse. So many people that are successful, should I say. People that don't have kids have a freaking life too. They have stuff that pops up with their family. They have deaths that happen in their family. They have, I don't know, a dog they need to take to the vet. I don't know, but everybody has a life. But guess what? At the end of the day, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So it just comes down to, yes, I will. It just comes down to how bad do you want it? And are you prioritizing your time? Are you setting aside a schedule every day? And if you don't know what your week is going to look like, then do it day to day. Sit down tonight. Start tonight. Stop saying tomorrow's your day one. Start now. Tonight, sit down with a piece of paper and say, okay, when tomorrow can I work, and make it a non-negotiable. Plug that every time that you choose in your calendar on your phone. If you have an Alexa and you're going to be home, tell her, because that girl will not shut up until you tell her to shut up. So you're going to get annoyed and you're going to go do it. I literally, anytime I need something done at the house, like, y'all, I'm so bad. I use her so much. Like, I'll forget to go pick up my kids. So at 2:15, she'll say, go pick up your kids. I'm like, shut up. And she'll like, go pick up your kids over and over until I'm out of the house. So she's annoying, but she gets the job done. So remind her for work tasks and set it aside. So like me, I am going to be getting up at 5 a.m. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. and I'm going to get 2 hours of work done. That gets me from 5 to 7. I don't leave the house to take the kids to school until 7. So I'll take a brief pause to wake them up. And then we're going to be out the door at 7, but that's 2 hours of work I'm getting done first thing in the morning while my kids are still getting ready. So they're not really in my hair. And before I have to message my team and respond back to messages for the day and all of that. Then I can come home and respond back to messages and take care of my toddler and do what I need to do. And then my next work hour is going to be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Because I know that about 1 o'clock, I'm going to be able to sit down, bust out an hour of work before I leave at 2 o'clock to go get my kids. There's 3 hours of work, 2 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. And then I'm going to have from 2 o'clock when I quit working until whatever time that my kids go to bed that night to be with my family. I'm going to have the entire rest of the day be with my family. I might respond back to messages here and there if I have time. I'm sitting down watching TV. Why not? If my kids are running around playing outside and I'm sitting outside with them, why not reply back to messages? But as far as actual tasks, messaging people, posting, stuff like that, those are only going to be done in my work hours. And my last one will be at nighttime. After my kids are in bed, I'll come in here, I'll update my numbers, I'll update my charts, I'll plan out for the next day. That's still a work hour because I'm planning out my next day and I'm figuring out where my business is. If at that point I need to get up more host to post that night because I haven't hit my goal, I can do that. Send out some more follow-ups, whatever. But that's going to give me 4 hours of work every day. To some of you, that sounds like a lot, especially if you already have a full-time job. But you can still do this and make a full-time income without doing it for 4 hours every day. Mark it down to 2.5 with a full-time job. And I know you can because I've done it. Ashlyn's done it. Terry, have you had a full-time job? Yeah, she's done it. So I know you can because we've all done it. Whenever I had a full-time job, it was before I went into work. And then literally when I say nooks and crannies, it was between patients. It was on my lunch break. Listen, they probably thought I had IBS because I went to the bathroom all the time, honey, to send out some host to post and message people back. Okay, I go in there, ain't none of their business what I'm doing in that stall. So I go in there and send out some messages. I would go in there and get some host to post up. If I knew somebody was ready to order that day, I'd go in there and get my follow-ups done, put in an order while I'm sitting on a pot. They didn't know I wasn't pooping. It wasn't none of their business. Listen, if you ain't pooping on company time, you know what I'm saying? You ain't racking it up right. Okay, respect the hustle. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about those of you that are working. Okay, poop on company time, get your stuff done, and then you got 2 paychecks for the same hour. So anyway, yes, utilize your time. And remember, we all have the same 24 hours, so you've got to utilize it. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet for a minute. I'm sure I'll think of other things to say. I'm gonna let Terry share some of her red.
Hey guys. Okay, so very true. And I did make 2 paychecks when I worked at the bank. I would go to the restroom and I would send messages there too. But like Becca was saying, know how many hours you want to put into your business, because it's like you're either seeing it as a hobby or a business. Maybe you don't even see yourself as a business owner yet. Because we've all gone through those seasons where we're like, I'm just trying to make $50 to cover my gas tank. I don't know where you're at, right? But you need to know, okay, if you have those 4 hours, what are you going to do? What are you going to do each hour? What are you going to do? Because if you are blocking out 4 hours and you don't even know what you're doing, you're going to waste time. So you need to know, it's not really like how many hours in total. Like if I'm going to work 8 hours a day, this business, you can be successful running it 3 to 4 hours a day. You don't have to work it 8 hours a day. So just know what you're going to do during those hours. One thing I will tell you is if you have kids, listen to me. If you have kids, and I mean, I don't have any pets, but if you have pets that are like kids, well, then when do they require your attention? Honestly, like anything throughout the day, like your parents call you, your sister calls you, your cousins or whoever calls you, the school calls you after 8 a.m. Right? It's normally like no one's really going to call you at 5, 6, 7 in the morning. Okay. So utilize that time. Okay. Make that little sacrifice / investment and wake up a little earlier than your kids and fit in some time to work uninterrupted. And it doesn't have to be you. Like, I'll be honest, if I co-sleep, yeah, I shouldn't. I know, I don't care, whatever. She slept all night and I totally did it. I didn't care. I needed some sleep too. But I co-sleep. So if I get up and go to the restroom, guess who else gets up? She's like, Mommy, where are you? You know, like, then I'm like, okay, great. Like, there we go. But so I came to realize that there's no perfect morning schedule for me. I literally just have to, as much as I don't like having my phone right next to me, and I tell my team, try not to have it with you. Okay, know your boundaries. If you have to go to bed and don't be on TikTok. Okay, preaching to myself because I've been there. But having it in the charger, and in the morning, literally she's still asleep. I wake up naturally. I don't set an alarm because my body naturally wakes up early. And then I say my prayer. Okay, grab my phone, reach over for it. She's still sleeping. As long as she feels my body next to her, she's knocked out. Okay, get my phone. I look at my devotional email that I get my mind right still. Doesn't take me that long. And then I do go to birthday messages right away because that's just how my mind gets rolling with sending messages. So I do my birthday messages and then I start sending messages. And that's how I got, like, literally I got all my host to post today from those messages I sent out at 7 a.m. So from 7 to 8:30, that's literally my first work block. Okay, then guess what happens? She wakes up, we go down, get her something to eat, get the kids something to eat, make my coffee, blah, blah, blah. But guess what else I did in the morning at 7? I literally posted on my stories. Okay, I replied to messages. Like, it was such a productive time and I was in bed. I wasn't up. I wasn't like in a desk. I was literally in bed. And that's what I did. And I've learned to realize that whatever works for you in the season you're in works. Okay. Right now I'm on Zoom. I'm on my bed. Why? Because she's like, Mommy, I want to go to sleep. I'm like, okay, well, you're going to have to like go to sleep with the light on. Because honestly, like screen time, I'm not limiting screen time, whatever. She's preoccupied and I'm here. Okay. So just letting you guys know, don't try to make it cookie cutter perfect. I used to think I wasted so much time and it's so embarrassing to think about it. When my husband was working out of state, I literally woke up at 5 a.m. From 5 to 6, I would do my personal development downstairs. I tried to like do all this I wasted so much time because guess how much time was actually work? Okay. A lot of it was busy work. It wasn't work. Work is getting into inboxes. Work is getting potentials, following up, checking in on your customers, like actually having conversations with potentials and the people that are going to order from you and the people that are wanting information about work info. And how do you get those conversations going? Like Becca said, host to post, reaching out, warm messages, cold messages, whatever you want to call them, TikToks, asking people to message you, but wake up every day and say, how am I going to get people to come to me? I don't like going to people, but I will if no one's coming to me. Because if you're posting and you're not growing your network, you're literally posting to the same people every single day. Okay. So you need to grow your network. Host to post, like Becca said, Becca told my team, and I thank you so much, Becca, for saying it, because I honestly was getting there and I just hadn't yet. If you're brand new, or if you feel like you've stalled a little bit in your business and you have the same people commenting and stuff, you need to grow your network, especially on Facebook. So start getting giveaway host to post up. Okay. Start getting giveaway host to post up. You're going to grow your network that way. Okay. And then those people are going to see your posts. You're going to see new eyes, new comments. It's going to be so refreshing, new conversations, new people that can host a post for you. Like, it is just so refreshing. So don't stay stuck. Okay. Don't stay stuck and don't feel paralyzed, because sometimes when we need something so bad, we come off desperate and we're working off of desperation mode and not creativity, like not off of creativity. So what do I do when I feel like I'm being desperate? I go and take a shower. I put everything down. I just go take a shower, get my creative juices flowing. And then I pray. And then I'm like, okay, I feel better. Let me get ready. I'm going to start doing some like talking on my stories. But honestly, like, you need to know what you're doing with your time. And that's something we're all going to be working on, is know what you're doing. So like, tell me right now in the chat, because it's kind of quiet in the chat. Like, I don't know why it's so quiet. Tell us in the chat, what time are you going to start your day? What time are you going to start your day? Because honestly, if you're a mom or a grandma or whatever, those people are going to be priority to you. Whoever reaches out to you are going to be a priority to you whenever they need you. And yes, family always comes first, but what can you control? What I can control is my wake up time and when I get my work done first thing in the morning. So for me, it's going to be 7 a.m. because I've noticed from 7 right now in the season, 7 to 8:30, that is my work time, my first work time. Okay, so decide and stick to it. Okay, I'm done.
6 and 6:30. I'm so proud of you guys for committing to a time. If you haven't yet, seriously, drop it in the chat and tell us when are you going to start your day. Mine is going to be 5 a.m. And something that I wanted to share, one thing that I heard her say was not be perfect. I tell you guys that all the time. Don't be perfect. But seriously, if you are working this like a business and that, share the non-perfection stuff. Share the non-perfection. People don't join me because I'm picture perfect. They don't join me because my photos are, I don't know, edited in Lightroom. They don't join me over all that crap. You know why they join me? Because I'm myself. I talk about my problems. I talk about the good stuff. I talk about the annoying stuff. I have rant sessions in my stories. Like, I am literally myself on my Facebook. They get the real, raw, the ugly, the good. They get all of it. They get all of it. And so be yourself on your social media platforms. Stop trying to be perfect. Okay. Don't try to be Ashlyn. Don't try to be Becca. Don't try to be Terry. Be yourself. Be Rosa, Christina, Priscilla, Joni. Be yourselves and share what you love on your Facebook, and make sure that you're being real and raw. So like, you guys show the work part of it. Show the work part of it. Show yourself on Zooms. Take a boomerang of you working and be like, I've just got 2 hours of work in or whatever, and show yourself in your pajamas, sitting on your couch, or a hot mess without makeup on, or whatever you are. If you're put together, if that's what, helps you be more productive, then show that. But share yourself so that people know what they're expecting when they come into this. They know who you are and who they're getting as a leader and what they're going to also get out of the business. And they don't think that they have to be cookie cutter, picture perfect. Okay. Because a lot of people aren't that cookie cutter, picture perfect Instagram model. And so they think they can't do this. And that's not the fact. So we have to remember to be ourselves on our social media. But back on topic, real quick, y'all, we're about to come in, and I don't know if y'all realize this, but I know that for me personally, I get so carried away with the day to day and in the now that I sometimes forget to kind of look at what's coming and prep for that. And so if you haven't looked at what's coming, sorry, if you haven't looked at what's coming, spring break is here, you guys. And I don't know where y'all are at. Maybe your spring break has already started, but for us, our spring break is in like 2 weeks. And then it's going to landslide into summer. So we are at a point right now to where there's about to be another shift in your life. Okay. Every at least 3 months, there's a shift in everyone's life, everyone's day to day. And that's about to shift whenever spring break hits. If you don't have kids in school, then you're going to have summer hitting. And most people hit spring break when they're not kids. I don't know. If I didn't have kids, I'd still be celebrating. So I'm just saying. But anyways, it's about to get warm outside. And with the weather change comes people want to be outside more. They want to be on the lake. They wanted this. They wanted that. And then their whole summer, you guys, if you're not careful, because I've been guilty of this. I've been so guilty of this. My whole summer would go down the drain and I would be working, but I wasn't actually working. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't get up before we went out on the lake and do some work. I didn't, make sure that I was so tired from the sun beating on my back all day long that I didn't push myself to stay up and get my stuff done that night. I just went to bed and then I got off track and I got out of rhythm. And then we would come home and I had kids home all day and yada, yada, yada. And I would tell myself, when school starts back, I'll get back on schedule. When this happens, no, prep now. We're in a season right now where we're about to landslide into all the chaos. Okay. All the kids are going to be home. Everybody's going to want to be on vacation. So plan for it now. If you are on this chat, you've dropped the time that you're going to get up. So hold yourself accountable to that. If you need accountability, message your upline and be like, I did it. I got up on time. I got this many hours done today, or I'm about to start whatever. We will help hold you accountable if you want that. But start right now creating those healthy habits, because it'll be harder for you to get out of routine with them when we landslide into the next season of life that we're all coming up into. If you already have down a rhythm and a schedule, sorry, I need a drink. Anyway, if you already have down a rhythm and a schedule for what your day is going to look like, if you already have those non-negotiables. So like for me, I know even if we go to the lake, I'm going to still make sure I get up at 5 a.m., get some work done, and then we can leave and be out on the river at whatever time they're all wanting to leave. But I can enjoy my day out on the lake knowing that much is done, and then I can come home and while they're grilling or whatever, I can get some work done. Or if we go on vacation, because we're planning to go on one of those soon, I know that I'm going to get up every day before whatever time we plan to start for the day. Thank you, honey. And I can get some work done. And then figure out when we might be back at the hotel or whatever, we might be back wherever, and plan it out. But if you don't get in the habit of sticking to work times now, it's going to be a lot harder to stay accountable to that when you're actually in that busy season. And we're getting back into a busy season. We're all going to be outside and doing something, because we're out of the winter blues. We're not inside anymore. So anyway, Ash, Terry, do either one of y'all have anything y'all want to add?
I do just want to mention that, like, I had seen a message about, like, I send these messages, but I don't have messages back. Trust me that your work compounds. Okay, people are not on social media every day checking their messages like we do. So you're going to be messaging, and sometimes you'll see those messages coming back like days later. And then you're going to be like, oh, host a post up, or like they're going to be asking you for info. But also, this has always stuck to me. The work you do right now is going to give you a harvest in like 2-3 months. Okay, the messages you're sending out right now and the potentials you're sending out, you're getting right now, you're gathering, they're gonna be paid out to you in like 3 months. In 3 months, about, like, it's just an average. Okay, so have that in mind. The work you're doing now, like, look at your results now. If you're just barely seeing results, it's because you barely started or you're barely starting to be consistent. But what you're enrolling right now, it's basically the work you did 3 months ago. So how hard were you working? And how consistent were you? And if you weren't very consistent, that might be your that might be why. But also just think, like, no work is left unblessed. Like, it's always going to be blessed because it's all good work, as long as you're putting in the work consistently. But think about it this way. what you're doing now is going to pay you out in the summer months. And like Becca was saying, getting into that routine, we're kind of like, we've been there, guys. We've been in this business for years. So we know how it is. We know how it can be. And people slow down in the summer. Why? Because they let their, like, everything else in life become a priority, and their business comes into the back burner. And then you're like, why am I not enrolling? Where are my potentials? Like, nobody wants this. It's not that, it's you. It was you. You're literally the problem. Yeah. You didn't take ownership over your business every single day. And it's just that little bit you can do every day. Okay. And if you can do more, do more. But honestly, like Becca was saying, we want to prepare you guys to getting into a good routine where it's exciting. Like, I wake up every day and I'm excited to work this business. I want to work. It's like addictive to me. Honestly, I'm like, okay, family, I love you, but this is my thing. Okay. I don't know if you guys feel me. This is my thing and it feels good. And I'm excited to do this. So we're just trying to give you guys a heads up to, like, okay, wake up and attack what you can. And like they always say, like, eat the frog first, which is like the biggest thing that you dread doing, which a lot of times, like, plain and simple, it's messaging for all of us. I think we don't really want to send out all those host to post messages and stuff. Do that first, because you're going to feel so good having the bulk of your work done first thing in the morning. And then throughout the day, you're replying, you're sending information. You can help your team. And if you don't have a huge team, you will, as long as you stay consistent. And then you can give more of that good energy to your team because you're actually fully focused because you did most of your work in the morning. That's literally what we want you guys to do. Yeah. So do those things first. So that's literally, Ashlyn, what I was thinking today when I was writing down my things were 7 a.m. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do my messages for host to post ask. And honestly, you guys, my message for host to post ask was literally messaging the people I talk to, or like the little green lights that are my friends. And I was just like, hey, can I send you like a quick post to put up on your page and maybe see if your friends would be interested in some of my products too? Like, I think there were potentials. And they're like, hey, yeah, sure. Literally nothing about the giveaway. It was just like, can you just put this up for me? And so that's gonna be my first thing. And then when I make my coffee and I come and sit down and do my quick journaling thing that I like to do, I'm gonna go straight into follow-up. That's literally what I'm gonna do. Because then guess what happens? If something happens at 11 a.m. or noon, then my family needs me and I have to like run out, because like sometimes on Fridays my mother-in-law doesn't work and then we like take advantage and do stuff together. Then I don't feel guilty. Then I feel like, okay, I can enjoy my family and reply to messages throughout the day. So set yourself up for successful days ahead and months ahead now. Okay, like right now that things are somewhat normal, because I have my kids home all day, okay? They homeschool, but a lot of you don't. So you're gonna have to get adjusted to that too during the summer months. So if you're like already getting used to doing your work in the morning first thing, that's what I would advise. Don't save it for nighttime, because I'm pretty sure we can all attest that at nighttime, we're pretty much done. We're checked out. Our best energy and our conversations are not as upbeat as they are earlier in the day. Like right now, we're like done. So make sure you know your energy. Make sure you know that you're putting in your best effort when you need to. And to me, that's like first thing in the morning. And then the rest of the day kind of flows better.
Absolutely. And so just to real quick answer a question that I've seen somebody had about stories, if they are watching your stories and all of that, how do you start engaging? So I'm going to be honest. I will message off of stories if I'm in an LC crunch or a DT crunch. Okay. I'll message my views for those things. It's usually month end, or like if I'm coming up on the end of a, like a success bonus or something like that, I'll do that then. And I have messages and boards. I'm pretty sure Terry has all of my stuff that she can send you. And if you don't have it, Kristen, just let me know and I can send it to you, what I use for each of those. But in stories, mainly, I just build relationships. Like nothing to do with the business. I just build relationships. That's it. So like I might ask how their days going or something like that. But literally, I'm just building relationship with them, because people are going to buy from those that they like, know, and or feel like they know and trust. And so it's important to have that relationship with them. So that's what I do personally. I know everybody does that a little bit different, but that's how I utilize story views. Building relationships with my audience 90% of the time, and the other 10% is just for a crunch if I really need to message them. And that's how I do it. Now, Terry may teach you differently, so she can answer that for you, but that's my recommendation on that. Real quick, I want y'all to know that I know it's hard to get into a routine. It's hard. It's easy to say I'm gonna get up at 6 or I'm gonna get up at 6:30, or even like right now, I'm like, I'm gonna get up at 5 a.m. It's really easy to say that. And then when the moment comes, hit the snooze button and not get into habit. It's really easy to say that we're gonna do 3-4 hours. We're gonna commit to that every day and then actually hold ourselves accountable. Okay. It's hard to get that momentum going and to get in rhythm with what we're gonna do. That is hard. And it's gonna be hard because it's new. That's just like when you start a gym membership, it's hard to want to go back and actually hurt when your muscles start aching and they start like throbbing. It's like, oh God, I think I'm done. And I'm the same way when I get up for a couple days and I'm like real tired. I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna sleep in the morning and we can get up early. But you know what? That's whenever I need to push myself. So it's gonna be hard, but whenever you feel like you can't, just push yourself. Because I want you to know that if you will do this, if you will make your schedule and if you will stick to it, you guys, throughout this summer, you're going to snowball into winter. And by then, your momentum is going to be so stinking high. It's going to be so stinking contagious. And your girls on your team are going to catch part of that fire and that momentum. And it's going to be like a snowball effect. Imagine if you started today and you pushed through the suck. Okay. You pushed through it and you got into habit with whatever your routine is going to be. You push through it. And then come this time next year, or shoot, come Christmas, come December, you weren't in the same place that you just was 3 months ago. Where were you at 3 months ago? I can tell you 3 months ago, we took our mortgage money to buy our kids' Christmas. I'll tell you that right now. We were not financially ready for Christmas. We took that and we paid for it with that. And I even earned a Christmas bonus through the company. And I was still, that should have went towards the mortgage and it didn't. It had to go towards Christmas. So anyway, I'm not going to be there next year. So I know that if I want to plan for my future accordingly, if I don't want to be in the same spot, I need to start that momentum now. And I need to stick to it when it's really hard. When I would really rather go to a watermelon festival this summer, but the watermelon festival is at 1:00 in the afternoon and I have committed to making sure that I do a work hour. I'm either going to be able to do it from 12 to 1 and then, like maybe in the parking lot or something, and then we go to the festival. Or if there's no way for me to do it beforehand, I'm not going to go. I'm going to choose to say no because I'm pushing for my future, you guys. So there might be some things that you have to say no to. It might suck a little bit. It might be uncomfortable, but just know that if you will find those non-negotiables and stick to them, even if you have to push it up an hour, don't ever push it back. If you push it back an hour, you will not do it. That's why I said it. If I have to go to the watermelon festival, for an example, I'm not going to say I'm going to do it at 2 because at 2 we've done walked around the festival and now Mama's tired and I want to go home and take a nap. So guess where that work time went? Out the dang window. Okay. So push it up an hour. Don't ever push it back an hour. And if you can't push it up, then just say no. Say no. Because you have committed to making sure that next year is going to be different. Because I, for one, am freaking tired of next year being the same every stinking year. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of saying, oh, make an average of It Works. No, this girl ready to say I make an average of $4,000 a month with It Works Global because my ass pushed through the suck. Because I put in the work. When it was hard, that's fine. I pushed through it. Just like if you have a gym membership, baby. Those muscles start burning, you don't stop. You keep going back. You push through. You still work out. Eventually, your muscles will not burn. You'll be okay and you'll be in shape. And this is the same thing. It's working a muscle. That's all it is. We're working a muscle. We're going from being people that are in a 9 to 5 and are used to kind of like following people like a herd of cattle to now we are our own boss and we're having to learn to use that muscle. And it's tough. It's a tough mental muscle to get in the habit of using. It's a tough to check yourself. It's tough to be hard on yourself. But if you truly want to be successful, you have to work that muscle until it's not tough anymore, until it's just second nature and it's habit. So that is how I'm going to end this, unless anybody has anything to add, because my dinner is done and we have a potato soup, so I'm real hungry.
Ooh. I'll just finish up with this. So also make things easier for you. So one thing I heard on a podcast, and I can't forget it, is like, if you're planning to go to the gym in the morning, have your shoes ready, have your clothes ready, have your water bottle filled up. So you just have to get up and go. Same with your kids. We're getting mad and after our kids when it's like, we can teach them to set up their things the night before so that mornings go smoothly. So are you sabotaging your mornings? Are you sabotaging your life with stress, even though you don't need it? Because like you can avoid it. So just like with your business, don't leave for tomorrow what you can do today. So one thing I'm going to start implementing is sending out messages at night so that I can wake up to a full inbox, as well as being able to message more in the morning. But don't put things off that you can just do now. So like that, like just anything you can make easy for you, just do it. If you, I'm trying to think of something that can like be about the business, but honestly, like any little thing, even like your kids' clothing, your laundry, like what's going to save you time?
Plan your meals, y'all.
Plan your meals. Yeah. And Rosa, I see your questions here. So about your customers, first thing is you honestly joined this business when we were going through a customer transition with our loyal customer program. And I want you guys to know, before, our customers were required to order at least 3 months to have their membership fee waived. So that has changed. Some people don't tell their customers there's no 3 month. Like they literally tell them it's a 3-month challenge, 3-month weight loss challenge. And honestly, if they're wanting to lose weight, how much weight would you like to lose in the next 3 months? Like set that expectation up front. That way people know it's not just a 1-month thing. But also, I'm going to tell you this, we can only do so much. If you're following up with your customers, if you're telling them their credit cards decline, their orders coming up, you're not their babysitter. If the charge goes through, they're going to end up being like, hey, like, why did this go through? Blah, blah. I try to get a hold of you. You know what? Here's the number to customer service. Honestly, like, that's just literally what it comes down to. But what I would just say is like, no, like set that expectation for your customers, especially for weight loss or any kind of product. Like these are vitamins. Like you're going to be seeing the best results if you stick with them throughout a couple months. But hopefully that answered your question. Honestly, like just take control of what you can control. But other than that, what I would do, honestly, what I'm going to do with my customers, and I want to message a bunch of them, is sending them that catalog, that picture. Hey, these are a few of our top sellers right now. Let me know if I can help you order anything. Let me know if you want pricing on anything. Super simple. Okay, just put the ball back in their court, but just that. But yeah, guys, I think that was pretty much it. This was a really good Zoom. Lots of info.
Thank you, ladies, for hopping on with us. I'm going to stop this recording real quick.